Been leading up to the anniversary of the Palm Sunday tornado outbreak. Several tornadoes ripped through our area without warning 50 years ago today.
And we've covered what we've learned, what has changed, and what would happen if we had a repeat of that terrible storm today. Tonight we hear firsthand from what it was like from survivors of the twister that spun through Comstock Park. Here's Storm Team 8's Chief Meteorologist Bill Steffen.
No warnings. No, we had no idea.
There was no funnel cloud that we saw, just heavy rain.
We all got down in that room and listened to the horrors of it.
Our house was flattened.
Kind of earth-shattering in a way.
Palm Sunday 1965, when 12 tornadoes burned their way into Michigan's history. It's a day these survivors can recall clearly, even 50 years later.
It was warm, balmy weather.
It just made you want to get your shorts out and enjoy, because it had been cold like this spring.
We had no clue that something was going on, nothing other than it was warm and unseasonably warm.
The people of West Michigan were coming off what is still today the snowiest March in record.
I was at my kitchen sink and I just saw the eerie look of the sky.
The sky was kind of, I thought it looked pink.
They had a funny, eerie orange glow all over, and it was very, very still.
Just a strange, I never seen it before.
And the rain didn't fall straight down. The rain went sideways.
There was no warning.
What time about did it come through?
5:30.
Well, I would say it was
5
yeah,
o'clock,
about
late afternoon.
Between 5 and 6, yeah.
The rain's going sideways and it turns muddy and you can't see anything.
Before I got out of there, there was glass all over the place from the windows breaking.
My dad went to the front door, and a wall of rain came at him, and he said, "Head for the tornado shelter." He turned around and looked back, and I was buried by 4 feet of cement blocks. Could not even see me. But then all of a sudden, those cement blocks went flying through the air.
Our ears popped, the top was gone off the convertible and it sat us down in the ditch and the power lines came down on top of us.
I didn't hear a thing except crunch, crunch, crunch on top of me. That was about it.
The tornado was an F4 on the ground from Allendale to Cedar Springs. The worst damage was in Comstock Park.
Everybody was hurt. We were all hurt.
And the people had just gotten themselves together and were coming down the streets.
He says, well, they're out searching for 3 bodies right now. I said, no, we're okay. Somebody apparently saw us.
In Comstock Park, 6 were killed.
The neighbor's girlfriend was killed. My dad and I found her in the back yard.
Among the hardest hit, the Swan Inn and Holy Trinity Church, where this crucifix was found in the rubble.
I remember distinctly in the downed trees in the cemetery. And as I said earlier, not a clue that someday I would come here as a pastor.
I guess Easter, you were just so happy to be able to go to church. And thank God that you were still alive and that he had what he still had. It'll be an Easter you'll never forget.
Wow, incredible. 50 years later, how distinct their memories are,
Right.
and how raw the emotion still is.
Some of the things they're remembering, what they were wearing, where they were standing.
Right.
It was really interesting how that day has been burned into their memory, and also interesting that we haven't seen a tornado like that in a very, very long time, going on 40 years here since we've had one that large.
Right, and the interesting story of how much worse that would be if it were to hit our area, but also how much better it would be in terms of what we can do in terms of warning people about it.
Yes, our technology has improved greatly, which is fantastic. Actually, we do have a story on that online. And then coming up tonight at 11, we are going to be talking about the chances of seeing another tornado like this. What is the likelihood? We'll be talking to Bill Steffen about that.
Okay, Ellen, I know you pitched this. This is a great idea to look back at this. To you and the rest of Storm Team, very nice work. We do have more